And welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about our new project, the yearbook design. So we're just going to look at some examples here real quick. A lot of these that we see are going to be in black and white, which is perfectly fine. They've been inked. You can see that they have CMS across the top here, and this particular one was done in 2016. They also have Chesterton Middle School here across the bottom. Those are some of the things that we want to see. We want to see CMS. We wanted to see Chesterton Middle School. You can have Trojans on there. You don't necessarily have to, but we want it to be clear. You can see this one's a nice geometric pattern here where everything's nice and tidy. This particular one has some color in it. And as we flip through here, this one is all in ink. You can see there's some stippling, there's some line work in here, and some more with some pen in here. This one here is full colors. You can see that there is a lot of variety here as far as the designs go. So it can be something that is related to school. It can be something completely not related, like this one, where it's just the design where you have the shapes tumbling down the page. This one here, we've got a lot of stuff related to school. We've got pencils, we've got paintbrushes, we've got volleyball, jump rope. We've got a protractor, we got rulers, and we got a treble clef from music. We got basketball, tennis, tennis rackets. We got a baseball in there, all kinds of stuff. We've got a letter jacket here. And then here we go back to another black and white design. And we've got a lot of these here. It's a little more asymmetrically balanced where everything's kind of down here. Different take on the Trojan, not your traditional look about it, but still very interesting. And here we've got some science, we've got some paintbrushes, we got lacrosse, we got a baseball, we got soccer ball, basketball, volleyball, cheer, music, we got everything. So it's not just about any one particular thing. This one has CMS stylized here on the side of the apple. Got a ruler over here. Now there's two ways you can show the date. You can have it as a full date. So this was for the school year of 2017 to 2018, and this Trojan brand trademark ruler there. Or you can have it be just for the school year that it ends. So this would be the school year that ended in 2018. Got some lockers here. Very long, very skinny letters here. Nice, classy, clean design. And that's one of the things that you want to think about. You want your design to be nice and clean. Okay, we've got some blocks here. And we've got some music. And here we just got a nice, clean 2019 design. This one's a little busy, but it's got a lot of stuff in it. We got football, chess club, we got foreign language, you got drama. You got all the sports with the big muscle, and you got the popcorn that you see at the concession stands. Here we got a bunch of students hanging out, talking before class. And the last one here, we've got some lockers. So you've got some musical instrument here. You've got some sports stuff down here, and you got a backpack here with some homework underneath it. So what we're going to do for this is we're going to start out the way that we always do. I'm going to get a piece of paper out, and you are going to do some thumbnails. So I've already got one planned out here. I'm going to get my other one drawn in. I'm going a little heavy, so that way it shows up here on the video. You don't need to use rulers for this, but get the right perspective there, or proportions rather. Now, this needs to have CMS, or Chesterton Middle School, and for this particular school year, 2020 to 2021, or you can just have it as 2021, or you can do it as 21, however you want that to be. Now, as far as how you go about this, kind of think about the things that are happening in the school year as far as your design goes. So just real quick, I'm going to come up with, off the top of my head, or we'll say, I'm just going to do a 2021. So we're going to do and I'm going to put my 1 in over here, just so that way I can get to the space. And you got my O, and I've got a plan for this, and I've got another 2 in here. Now again, this is a rough sketch, so I would go through and space this out a lot better, make it nice and clean if this were my final pick. Now for my 0, got lots of options here. So what I'm going to do is put a little bar on top of this. We're going to have a couple lines in here, and we're going to have a strap go up, and somehow it's going to loop around like this, and we're going to do the same thing over here on this side. It's going to loop around, come in behind this. So my O is a mask, which there's a lot of that going on right now. Okay, so it can be something like this, and then for my CMS, you know, I'm just going to do some pretty straightforward block letters here to fill the space up. So I'm going to go really tall, skinny, C, get my S over here. And this is something that you want to do if you know you have a space that you've got to fit in. Do the first letter, do the last letter, make sure that everything's going to fit, make it consistent as far as the size goes. So here's my S, and then my M is going to come down. And these are all very curvy, so I'm going to kind of keep the same style. Come down like this. So there's something very basic. Now, if I was going to do this on my larger one, I would probably make my numbers a little bit bigger to fill in this space a little bit. That way I could get some more detail on this. But this is a good basic design here. You know, I could even put a little mask on the bottom of the C and the S down here, just to get those to show up. Maybe, oh, I could put a face shield. There we go. Put a face shield across the M. This is what thumbnails are for, is to just kind of get an idea, kind of plan this stuff out. So if this was a face, then this would be my nose. Then I'd have a face shield come down like this. Yeah. And then maybe that would be a little thinner. And there we go, because that kind of sums up what was happening now. So, you know, this is very specific to this year. You know, if you wanted to include some sports stuff in it, you could. You know, things that were related to school. This is something that is representative of the school year. So I think something like this might work out well. If you want to just get away from all that stuff, you know, and have it be about the academics, you know, have it be about the sports, focus on that type of thing, that would be awesome as well. All right, so once you figure out how this is going to work, what you're going to do is we're going to grab our blank piece of paper here, and the other thing that this needs to be, it needs to be straight up and down, because when we look at the yearbook, you're going to look at it like a book, so it's going to be this way. You know, we don't want to do a design that is horizontal, because if this one gets included, then that design is going to be completely sideways. So we want to make sure that our design is vertical. Okay, so I'm going to get that drawn out on here, and then once you get it drawn out, then you're going to go in with a marker or with an ultra-fine point Sharpie and get that design drawn out on this. If you want to leave it at that, then you can. If you want to go in and put some color into it, that'd be good as well. A lot of the designs that we looked at focused on just maroon and gold. You can do that, or if you want to, you can do just a full color version of this. Now, the one thing that I will say, because we are looking at doing this, we're going to ink it, which means you go over your pencil lines with a marker. The one thing that you want to be mindful of is that if you have a lot of stuff going on in your design, you want to make sure that everything is going to be legible. Okay, so there is a lot of stuff going on here, and some things that are very basic, like the words on the side of the books here, they're not that legible, because this ultimately is going to get shrunken down a little bit. So a lot of these details are going to go away. This is actually a pencil right here. All right, and it doesn't read as a pencil. And then things like world geography on the side of this book. Why put the longest title on one of the smallest books? Put that all the way down here where you've got some room to work. Stick math up on top, where, you know, because you've only got 4 letters to work with. We want to make sure we have nice clean lines, and make sure that your things are going to stand out. What are the important things? CMS and the date. The date is right here. It's really hard to read. So, maybe if this would have been a math book here, and then you could have, down on the bottom, you can have the letters on there or the numbers to show that. So just kind of think about your overall design and how it's going to work out, because if it works out to where if you've got a really dull pencil like I was working with, then it's going to show up in very big letters. So that's going to translate to a marker. So make sure that whatever design you're doing, if you've got a lot of details, make sure that they're still big enough that it reads, because once these get shrunk down a little bit, that detail might not be there. All right, so that is what we're looking for. So go through, get a thumbnail drawn out, get a line drawing done on paper, go through that, get it inked with an ultra fine point Sharpie or a black pen. If you don't have an ultra fine point, you can use a black pen like this. That will do just the same. And then we're going to go and put some color on it. Whether it is just maroon and gold or whether you do full color, that is entirely up to you. Each is acceptable. So good luck.